Spain is mourning a summer of devastation. Relentless wildfires, fanned by record-breaking heat, have turned vast landscapes to ash, taken lives, and forced thousands from their homes. More than 400,000 hectares have burned, the largest toll on record, leaving behind not just scorched earth, but broken communities and a nation in grief. In this report, we take a closer look at a summer of fire that has pushed Spain to the front lines of the climate crisis.
Spain has endured one of its most devastating wildfire seasons in decades, with flames tearing through forests, villages, and heritage sites, leaving behind a scar that will not heal easily. From mid-August to late August 2025, wave after wave of wildfires ripped across Extremadura, Asturias, and beyond. These wildfires were fanned by searing winds and Europe's most intense heat wave on record. The consequences have been catastrophic. At least 4 people have died in the blazes, including a Romanian man who was trying to rescue his horses. More than 1,100 additional deaths were linked directly to the punishing heat. Over 382,000 hectares have burned so far in August this year. This is Spain's largest burned area since records began in 2006, more than 4 times the annual average. The European Forest Fire Information System estimates that Spain alone accounts for the majority of the EU's 1 million hectares scorched this year. The blazes did not spare culture. In Castilla y León, fire damaged parts, the UNESCO World Heritage Roman-era gold mining site. In Tres Cantos near Madrid, flames fanned by 70 km/h winds killed livestock, 150 sheep and 18 horses, and swallowed more than 1,000 hectares of land. In Orense province, the year's largest wildfire in Spain torched 3,000 hectares. While in Carbelda de Valdeorras, a fire burning since August 18th destroyed 4,700 hectares of land. By the last week of August, authorities had evacuated more than 3,700 people from 16 municipalities across the northwest, including 2,000 from the southern town of Tarifa. In the last week of August, Spain declared municipalities hit by the wildfires as emergency zones, covering 16 regions.
To give you an idea of the magnitude of the tragedy, the declaration of areas affected by a civil protection emergency covers 16 Spanish regions. Although the emergency episode has not concluded, as I have pointed out, it is clear that we are facing one of the greatest environmental catastrophes of recent years.
That same week, King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia visited a natural park in Castellón, meeting exhausted firefighters and officials.
A close look at the fires, we did not have, but we have heard from all of the residents and from many of the participants fighting the fires and responding to this emergency, and obviously the accounts are terrifying here and in so many places. We wanted to be close to all of those affected. Thank you.
Meanwhile, residents of Orense and Vigo took to the streets with banners accusing the authorities of poor prevention policies. Labor Minister Yolanda Diaz joined protesters, demanding year-round fire prevention strategies and better conditions for firefighters who risked their lives in the infernos.
We show solidarity and are thankful to the national and foreign personnel in Galicia who are risking their lives fighting fires. But these workers cannot be precarious. The fire extinguishing services cannot be in private hands. They are in private hands in Galicia, in Castilla y León. They are in private hands, and this is an atrocity.
Spain deployed at least 3,400 troops and 50 aircraft, with reinforcements from France, Germany, Finland, the Netherlands, and Slovakia. Even then, the scale of the fires overwhelmed local efforts, forcing evacuations, suspending rail services, and even shutting a 50-kilometer stretch of a pilgrimage trail. Aerial footage showed thick plumes of smoke billowing over Asturias, confirming through NASA firm's thermal data that the fires were still raging.
We have been able to mobilize the entire national response mechanism and, therefore, materialize the solidarity of other autonomous communities with the affected areas, such as the case of Extremadura. We have also been able to activate the European Civil Protection Mechanism, which is allowing us to deploy not only personnel but also resources from other parts of Europe. This demonstrates that in the face of a crisis of this nature, institutional loyalty, the shared will to collaborate, and solidarity between territories and countries are fundamental and a priority to first contain and then extinguish these fires.
With the land scarred and the crisis deepening, Spain is also looking ahead. Alongside other Mediterranean nations, it has placed an order for the new N18G Super Scooper aircraft. It is a Canadian-built water bomber designed specifically for wildfire suppression. The first delivery is, however, slated for 2028. Vast tracts of forest are gone, heritage sites damaged, families displaced, and livestock lost. With more than 400,000 hectares estimated burned, 2025 is already one of Spain's worst wildfire years on record. And the fires have carried a message louder than sirens and smoke. Spain, like much of southern Europe, is living on the front line of the climate emergency.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karj mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
Yon todo do idioma.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.